Thank you, Dean Zia. Congratulations on reaching this important day in your lives when you, members of the great class of 2020, will be formally awarded your degrees. To the families and friends of our graduates who are joining this celebration, thank you for giving our graduating students support, guidance, and love during their time at Brown. Over the past several months, COVID-19 has turned all of our lives upside down. We've had to adapt in the face of a global pandemic, the likes of which the world hasn't seen for more than 100 years. We haven't been working the way we expected, learning the way we expected, or socializing the way we expected. And there is still so much uncertainty about what comes next. This is a time when you should be eager to get out there and take on the world, but it's hard to take on the world when you can barely leave your home. Many of you may be rethinking plans and possibly putting dreams on hold for a little while, and I'm so sorry for that. If you're feeling uncertain right now, and I suspect all of us are, just remember that this will not last forever. What seems impossibly difficult now will, in time, become something that you talk about in past tense. And although you were dispersed halfway through your senior spring, sadly, before the really fun part even got started, this experience someday will create a sense of camaraderie among the class of 2020. I see this among other groups of alumni who came through Brown at pivotal moments in history. Among our very oldest alumni who, at their reunions, they speak of the days when Brown ran 3 semesters a year, so that students could graduate early and go off to fight in World War II. Many of these students never had their May commencement, but having been at Brown together during that time bound them together for life. And among members of the class of 1970 who were just finishing their senior year when Kent State students protesting the war in Cambodia were gunned down, sending shockwaves through colleges and universities. With the support of faculty and administrators, Brown students responded by organizing a New England-wide student strike to protest the war. Final exams were optional, and that episode continues to be a major part of the identity of this class. I hope you'll get to see members of the class of 1970 next May when they're celebrating their 50th reunion, 1 year late, cheering you on as you march through the Van Wickle gates, also 1 year late. My most fervent hope is that by that time, we can truly talk about this pandemic in past tense. So what's ahead? There is no doubt that COVID-19 will influence your lives, but it will not define your lives. You will. You will define your lives, just as you've defined your time as students while at Brown. One of the great joys of leading a university is to see how much students learn and grow during their time in college. You are, as a group, as diverse in your interests and pursuits as you were when you first came to Brown. But you know so much more about your fields of study, about the world, about what it means to live in a community that values respect and human dignity, and about yourselves. Most recently, during this crisis, you've learned even more about the value of scientific discovery and public health, the importance of leadership in the public and private spheres in times of crisis, and the imperative to support communities in distress. You are an extraordinary group made up of intelligent, savvy, thoughtful, and caring individuals, and the world needs you. So yes, go out and take on the world, even if you have to do it virtually for a little while longer. I know you will be spectacular. Before the conferral of baccalaureate degrees, I ask you in joining me in recognizing students Noah Arnold, class of 20, and William Pavel, class of 20, whose lives were tragically cut short. Noah and Will were distinguished and honored members of this university and will always live in our hearts. And now we will proceed with the conferral of degrees. I start by asking the 2 senior fellows of the corporation for their assent. Soci honorandi, Juvenos quos a gradum baccalaureae, idoneus comparimus vomis, praesentimus et eos adjunct gradum promovere licea rogamus. Honored colleagues, we present these young people who we have found fit for the bachelor's degree, and we ask that we be permitted to advance them to this degree.
Licet et placet.
Candidati au gradum baccalaureae ascendant. Candidates for the bachelor's degree, please stand up. Auctoritati mihi commisso, vos a gradum baccalaureae admitto, omniaqua jura ac privilegia ad hoc gradum pertinentia vobis concito. Videte igitur, ut probe integueca in almentum rei publicae et in Dei honorum, ut decet eas hoc grado honoratos vos geratis. By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree, and I grant to you all rights and privileges pertaining to this degree. See to it, therefore, that you conduct yourselves properly and with integrity to the betterment of the Republic and to the honor of God, as befits those honored with this degree. Congratulations, you are now graduates of the great class of 2020.